Are Darit and PK faking their divorce? Is it a sham divorce? I feel like it's 2020 again. A sham divorce, but also Jay-Z and Beyoncé, we're stepping out for the new Mufasa movie amid all the latest allegations against Jay-Z. So we're going to get into Dorit and PK, and we're going to get into Jay-Z, and it's going to be wild. I may even have a surprise special guest for you. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday? I almost said happy Wednesday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. What's going on? What's up? Okay. Is Diddy the surprise guest? Diddy is not the surprise guest. Two things. One, get your Zacktivated and Zack Pack merch now. If you guys want it in time for the holidays, the link is in the description below. It is on sale right now on Merch Labs. But go and stock up on the new Zack Pack and Zacktivated merch. Get your order in by this Wednesday, December 11th. Okay, you have 24 hours at this point. You have a day left to get your orders in if you want them in time for Christmas. Okay, so if you want to get your order in time because you want it as a holiday gift, or you want to wear it for the holidays, or you want to get Zacktivated at the dinner table, then be sure to place your order in. Marianne Stout says my hair is very high today. Is it? Is it higher than normal? Is it high body count hair? Is that what it's giving? High body count hair? I put a little dry shampoo in it today. Is it really that high? I feel like it's not higher than it normally is. I just need to know, do I have high body count hair? Is that what Marianne Stout is saying? Please let me know. See, Marianne, now you got me looking at my hair. Think I only want one number in my phone. I might change your contact. Don't leave me alone. But anyway, get your merch on sale right now. Just launched. Order it by Wednesday if you want it in time for the holidays. That is announcement number one. And announcement number two is we are back on Apple Podcasts. Finally. It was quite the adventure. We were able to track down what the issue was. And we have recovered. We are back. So all the episodes, now you can get all the latest episodes back on Apple Podcasts. We will get back on track with our members only. It's a whole thing, but I'm glad that we have officially come back. Please continue to leave me nice reviews on Apple Podcasts. A Rainbow 314 left a review on Saturday and said, Dem who loves the honest take. Thanks for your honest take and positivity. Thank you, Rainbow. So yeah, we're back on Apple Podcasts. Hallelujah. Whew. Okay. That's the reason why I love me some YouTube podcasts. Yeah. Kristen said, if we are wearing our Zacktivated merch for the holidays, do we get extra points for throwing wine? Yep, you get 10 extra points. But also, you get the most amount of points. If you get them and you take a selfie, post it on Instagram and tag me so I can repost it. Marianne Stout says, order merch said it will take 4 to 6 weeks. That is correct. However, I told them that is not acceptable. You need to make sure they get it in time for Christmas. And when Zack Peter speaks, people listen, okay? And that's why they've given me the deadline to give to you. Be sure to get your order in before December 11th, okay? That is the deadline to get it in time for the holidays. Outside of that, that's for future orders, moving forward. There may be a 4 to 6 week processing period. So if you want that expedited, now's your chance to get that expedited. Okay. YD says YouTube live is what's up. I know that's right. Okay. So Sydney says, yay, thanks, XC. Me and my high body count here, we got it. I think I only want one number in my phone. I'll change your contact to don't leave me alone. I'm ready to steal someone's husband. Okay. Where do we want to start with Darit and PK? PK. Just tell my husband to get on it and give me some merch. Yes, guys. Take pictures and don't just DM them to me, but post it so I can reshare it on my stories and stuff. Maybe I'll even do a whole feed post about it. But yeah. Let's see. What do we want to start with? Okay, first off, shout out to Kristen Doute. Kristen Doute. Kristen Doute is having a baby girl. Congrats to Kristen and Luke. They had their gender reveal. Good for them. almost said something controversial, but good for them. I'm glad that they, were able to have a baby. I know that they've been trying for a long time. I know that she struggled with fertility in the past year. So I'm glad that they were able to work through that. And I'm glad that they're on a good and better, healthier, well, better track. Hopefully, pregnancy remains healthy, but the relationship, I'm hoping, also remains healthy because now they have to determine, are they going to raise a baby here? Are they going to move somewhere else? Are they going to leave the show? I think that Luke is starting to love the show a lot. And so there's a very, very good chance that he's probably not going to be leaving the show anytime soon. What else is going on? Melissa Gorga. She has just announced her latest business venture. Melissa Gorga is now selling, drum roll please, sprinkle cookies. We love sprinkle cookies. Yay. You get a sprinkle cookie. You get a sprinkle cookie. You get a sprinkle cookie. We all get sprinkle cookies. So she has a new business. Low key need them in my life. They're butter cookies, so they're not like dry, but they're called Sprinkle by MG, as in sprinkle cookies by Melissa Gorga. I guess she couldn't call it sprinkles because there's already like sprinkles cupcakes, so she's calling it Sprinkle by MG, and so they're packaged sprinkle cookies. They have like a classic sprinkle cookie, and then I guess they also have some for like baby showers. Because they have like some with blue sprinkles and pink sprinkles. Maybe she's gonna send Kristen some with pink sprinkles. There we go. Marianne Stout says, ordered a hoodie for my grandson, t-shirt for me. Woo, woo. You got the Zack Pack t-shirt? I love it, Marianne. You better send me pictures, all right? Send me pictures and then I'll send the pictures to Christopher. I'll be like, Christopher, guess who's the best member of the Zack Pack? And I'll send it just to him. Marianne Stout's going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it now. She'll do anything to just get under Christopher's skin. Okay, so that's Melissa Gorga. So you can order her new butter cookies with sprinkles. They're available at sprinklebymg.com. Good for her. I'm actually kind of happy about this. It seems like a fun holiday thing, I don't know how long it'll last, but it seems like a fun little project that she's working on right now. Good for her. Lisa Rinna. So in the Daily Mail, Lisa Rinna was photographed having breakfast with Kyle and Morgan Wade. Gonna make you fall in love with me. So it looks like Morgan Wade is still around. Good for her. So I don't know. I guess Kyle and Morgan are not like completely donesos, but I would have thought that Kyle and Morgan would have broken up or like they were taking some space from each other. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. It's a little like, are they like, do we think that they're together? Or, are they tasting each other's sprinkle cookies? But Lisa Rinna ended up meeting them for breakfast the other day. And it seems that, Rinna's still in the mix. They seem to all still be friends in a way. Well, Rinna seems to be friends with everybody. Like she's been seen with Erica. She's been seen with Kyle. I believe she was also recently seen with, was it Dorit? She was seen with somebody else recently as well. So Lisa Rinna's kind of like always, oh yeah, Kyle and Rinna and Dorit were all out, and Erica, they were all out celebrating. Wasn't it Rinna's birthday? They went to dinner or something. So Rinna's still in the mix. I don't think she'll come back to the show. I think at this point, she really is kind of done with the show. And yeah, I like Lisa Rinna, like the OG Roni cast. It was good for what it was, and now we're moving forward. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh, Sue O thinks that Kyle and Morgan are just friends. Really? Really? Oh, Beth said, shh, we're not allowed to say her name. Say my name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. Yeah, we're not allowed to say Morgan's name. Morgan, Morgan, Morgan. If I say it 3 times, will she appear? Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Nothing. Shucks. Shucks. It's no Beetlejuice and no Morgan in her chucks. So glad Lisa Rinna and Kyle are still close. Sue O says she would love to see Rinna back. I don't think so. Marianne Stout said Rinna had lunch with Dorit. Yeah. So they're out and about. So she's still close with everybody. I don't know if Rinna and Teddy are still friends. So it seems like Teddy's kind of on a bit. Well, Teddy's close with Erica. But I feel like I was listening to Teddy recently and she wasn't like speaking like the highest of Dorit. So, and obviously she's living with Kyle. So it seems like Dorit may kind of be on the outs, but it looks like Dorit and Kyle may be okay. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Oh, I think Kathy Hilton's Christmas party is tonight, by the way. Interessante. Sounds like it might be fun. I know some people that are going. I'm not going. I've been trying to like do less housewivesy stuff lately. Like, take me to more Spotify parties. I'll do more of that, you know? Um, yeah. Okay, let's get into, I know, one of the meatier topics that you want to talk about, which is the Carlos King accusations about Dorit and PK. Because Carlos King went on his podcast and he's claiming that he has a source. Someone told him that Dorit and PK are not being honest about their separation, which is based off of PK's alcoholism. And he's a drunk. And so we're trying to fix it and we're trying to, like, get him better. And that's the real reason behind their breakup. And so, according to this source that spoke to Carlos King, it's all part of a storyline because they need that check. They can't give up that check. They have a lot of bills they got to pay. And so, Carlos also claims that that's why we see Dorit telling everybody in the Milkman about PK's, alcoholism. And well, I mean, I guess it's kind of similar to like when people were saying that the robbery was kind of fake. Like Dorit just always like takes it an extra mile. Like when she's like, ah, and she's like screaming that there was somebody standing behind her at an event. So I feel like I don't know. Do we think that this is a sham divorce? Carla said that Dorit at this point has nothing left to lose, which, I mean, her job. She has her job left to lose. So if she has nothing left to lose but her job, I can understand why she is going all in on this. But that's why you see her opening up to Bose and like opening up to Kathy about all of this. So, but he also claims that's why in the premiere we see Kyle telling Dorit, like, who are you? You're not being yourself. So I don't know. He's saying that there's a part of the divorce that he was told is fake, but which part? Like, is the alcoholism part fake or is the divorce fake? Like, are they really separated, but they're leaning into PK's drinking for sympathy or for, like a deeper storyline other than we fell out of love? Or is, this whole divorce fake, you know? But, like, I would think more compelling than, like, a drinking addiction would be, like, a cheating rumor, right? If you really wanted to lean into it, then be like, "I think he cheated on me. I can't trust him ever again," and that would really get the audience on board, you know? But, like, I don't there are just so many questions, like, what part of it is fake, you know? Is the whole thing fake? Why was PK living in hotels if they're so broke right now? Like, what is the truth? Was he really living in hotels? Why was that rumor going around there? Who was spreading that rumor? Were they trying to get that rumor out there? But then they were working on things, and then they were taking some space, and, like, it's all very confusing, if you ask me. Marianne Stout says she's mad it's revenge because he rented a home. So do you believe that it's real? Do you think that the divorce is a sham, or do you believe the divorce is real? I think they have an arrangement, and I think that they're no longer married, they're no longer in love, but they have kids to provide for, and they have a lifestyle that I don't think either of them wanna lose or give up, so they're gonna do everything they can to try to hold on to that lifestyle, I think they're staying married for now to avoid the mess of a divorce and to avoid the expense of a divorce, but it's also going to give them some sort of longevity on the show, right? If they work out and they get back together, it's a happy ending story. And if they break up in the end, then she can leave the victorious woman and she's coming from the ashes of a horrible husband and he was a drunk and all these things, right? Either way, I can see them playing this up for the show because they want to make sure that, I mean, listen, Dorit was arguably on the chopping block. It didn't look like she was going to be coming back for another season. So, yeah, it looked like she was really likely going to be leaving. I don't know if I believe that she was gonna be leaving on her own accord. I mean, but yeah, 'cause she was on, the Hot Mic podcast with Alex Baskin, and she was like, "Yeah, I didn't wanna come back this season," but PK's like, "You're absolutely coming back." It was probably like, "Listen, you need to." They probably were having some sort of issues. I think they have an arrangement where they are technically separated, but they're gonna stay legally married, and they were like, "We need to play this up. We need to do something. We need a storyline. We need to stay on board. We need to, you know, make sure that we keep this check coming because it's too good of a check and nobody's going to walk away from that check if they don't have to, right?" You have very rare instances where like Lisa Vanderpump walked away or Bethany Frankel walked away because they didn't need the show. Diana Jenkins walked away. She does not need the show. She does not give a shit about the show. She doesn't need to give anything to the show. And at this point, why even bother? Whereas Dorit and PK, I think they need the show. They need, to make sure they stay relevant so she can do more endorsement deals. And they need to make sure that they keep that Beverly Hills paycheck because he had his real estate show that he was doing out in London, and that didn't seem to go anywhere. That I believe has been canceled. So at this point, I don't think that they have much income that's coming in outside of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they're going to do what they have to do to make sure that they keep it. You're going to put food on the table for your babies. They're doing what they got to do. The rate's like, you want me to leave Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in this economy? Not today, Satan. Not today. I don't know. Either way, I can see them totally playing this up, all for the cameras, doing it for a storyline on the show. I don't say that about most people, but I can definitely see that when it comes to Dorit and PK. But what do you think? Do you think that it's a fake divorce? Is it a sham divorce? Like, Jay Edelson used to call Erica's divorce a sham divorce to hide assets? Or is Dorit, well, I guess it's not a fake divorce because they're not actually getting divorced. Sorry, they're separated. It's a fake breakup. I keep referring to it as a divorce, but it's not, they technically have not filed for divorce. But yeah, is it a fake breakup? Or is Dorit just ready to, drop the dead weight? Because listen, dropping the dead weight this holiday season is actually a lot easier than you think. And it's become exceptionally easy or easier with the support of Lipozene. Lipozene is a weight management supplement that helps you reach your desired weight by helping you feel full faster. With over 30 million bottles sold, Lipozene is one of America's most trusted weight management supplements. It's hassle-free. There doesn't need to be any drastic changes because Lipozene fits into your lifestyle. Lipozene contains no stimulants and it's non-GMO, gluten-free, and caffeine-free. That means no jitters. It gets shipped discreetly to your door, starting at just $29.95. You now have 1 month to try it. And if you don't like the results, then you can give them a call back and return it for the full purchase price. Terms and conditions do apply. Shipping is absolutely free. Some supplements can cost up to $500 per month, but with Lipozene, you can get started for just $29.95, a price that's accessible to just about everyone. Lipozene contains glucosamine, and studies have shown that glucosamine has the ability to support weight management with the combination of a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. The fiber in lipozene can absorb water and expand up to 200 times its weight. So this is what helps you feel fuller quicker when taken with water before meals. So to start losing weight with lipozene, all you need to do is take 2 capsules with 8 ounces of water at least 30 minutes before your 3 largest meals of the day. If no 2 days are the same for you, don't worry about it because you can easily tailor your lipozene to fit your ever-changing schedule. Okay. So for a trial offer, go to lipozene.com. That's lipozene.com. That's lipozene.com. And be sure to use code NOFILTER. Use promo code NOFILTER at Lipozene, Lipozene, lipozene.com today. Okay. I said, okay. Okay. Hey. But not only that, because I love to give you guys all the goodies. My goodies, my goodies, my goodies. Not my goodies. Well, I have to tell you about today's other sponsor, which is Zippix. Zippix. I have them right here, actually. If you're ready to ditch the cigarettes and ditch the vapes, Zippix is a great solution for you. So, this episode, as I said, is brought to you by Zippix, which are nicotine toothpicks. Zippix brings you a totally satisfying, convenient, and great tasting way to curb your nicotine cravings. Now you can get your nicotine fix anytime, anywhere without having to rely on smoking or vaping. Zippix toothpicks gives you an easier, better, and more discreet way to get your fix. They're available in 6 long-lasting flavors that have options in 2 milligrams and 3 milligrams of nicotine. They have all these different flavors. I was trying the cinnamon ones yesterday, which were actually really yummy, but they also have the peppermint watermelon. They also have spiced island clove. They have mocha. So there's a variety of flavors that you can try, but they also offer caffeine and B12 infused toothpicks. So if you're not a nicotine user or you're trying to get away from your nicotine habit, those are great options for you to try as well. Zippix have already helped tens of thousands of customers get their nicotine fix without needing to inhale smoke or vape oils. So this holiday season, you can make your lungs happy and try Zippix nicotine infused toothpicks. Ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vape, and get some nicotine infused toothpicks at zippixtoothpicks.com today. Zippix is Zippix toothpicks.com. You can get 10% off your first order by using code NOFILTER at the checkout. Okay, use code NOFILTER at Zippix Toothpicks, also linked down below. Zippixtoothpicks.com. Your lungs will be glad you did it. Okay, must be 21 or older to order. Warning: nicotine is an addictive chemical. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Okay, now, shall we dive into all of the Jay-Z, and the Diddy, Jay-Z, the Diddy. Okay, so so much to get into here, right? So there was a lawsuit that was filed against Diddy back in October. This was kind of like there were rumblings and rumors, and people were talking about this, but it was with allegations from a then 13-year-old girl following an assault that took place after the MTV Music Video Awards in Manhattan in 2000. Okay, so this was 24 years ago. So, in addition to Diddy, the lawsuit also claims that there was another unnamed male celebrity and a female celebrity that were also present. What is this? And so now that other male celebrity has been identified as Shawn Carter, who you may know of as Jay-Z. So apparently, according to the claims in the lawsuit, this girl, she was 13 years old. She was approached by a limo driver outside of the award show back in 2000 in Manhattan. She was trying to get in to an after party to the show. She didn't have tickets anywhere. And this driver, she was talking to different drivers to see if she could get in somewhere. And one driver was like, "Oh, actually, why don't you come with me? I have somewhere to take you." And apparently she fit the description for what Diddy likes, right? So he takes her back to Diddy's. She claims that she was asked to sign what she believes was an NDA, and she was given a drink. She claims the drink made her feel a little woozy. Then she claims that Jay-Z came into the room alongside Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity, and that Jay-Z then proceeded to assault her. Assault being the more trigger warning. Yes, guys, trigger warning for anybody, because we will get into the allegations. This is going to be a dicier talk. And Donna Bowling is going to join us in a bit, because I know she's been following this very closely, and she has also been keeping up with all the Diddy and the Jay-Z stuff. But so this young girl, at the time 13 years old, claims she was given a drink. She felt woozy. Suddenly, Jay-Z enters the room and then proceeds to do what he's going to do to her. This happens in front of Diddy and in front of this other unnamed female celebrity. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, oh, who is the female celebrity? Is it J-Lo? Is it Beyoncé? Well, now, Beyoncé didn't start dating Jay-Z until 2001, I believe. And this happened in 2000. So this happened about a year beforehand. So maybe it wasn't Beyoncé. But I don't know. Could it be J-Lo? Because J-Lo is dating Diddy. J-Lo was around for a lot of this. Or it could be some like completely, unknown celebrity or somebody that was popular at the time that's not popular anymore. They were all, well, I don't know. I was saying Aaliyah, but I don't think it was Aaliyah, because there were rumors about Jay-Z and Aaliyah. We'll get into all of that, because that's really, people have gotten really deep into the timeline of everything. But so she claims Jay-Z was doing what he was doing first. Then she alleges that Diddy tried to join in, and that's when she struck him, and then she grabbed her clothes, ran off, and called her father from a nearby gas station. Jay-Z is now denying the allegations, and his attorney has requested that the anonymous accuser be made public or dismiss the case altogether. They claim that allowing the plaintiff to remain anonymous is inconsistent with the genuine effort to determine the truth or falsity of these allegations, as opposed to an effort to procure a quick, exonerate settlement. Extortionate settlement. So they're claiming this person wants to remain anonymous because they just want a cash out. They want a settlement. They want, they don't want the allegations to actually be poked into, and they don't want the details to come out, because then the validity of these allegations may not hold up in court. So Jay-Z issued a statement. It's a very long statement that I will read to you just before we bring in Donna Bowling. But so let's get into it. So Jay-Z, in a new statement that has been issued to the press, says, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter." A demand letter is usually the letter you send out before moving forward with the lawsuit. In some cases, giving you an option to settle. "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer in not in parentheses, lawyer in quotes, named Tony Busby. What he'd calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So, no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These these alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I am more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair. Well, isn't Jay-Z's daughter the same age as this girl that's making, or as the age that this woman was when she claims she was assaulted? It is unfair to have to try to understand the inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit." Oh, this shade. Snap, snap. "You've made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me, that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable." So that's Jay-Z's statement that he's issued. Let's bring in Donna Bowling, who's now here. She's been following all of this very closely, and we even have a group thread with me, Donna, and Kate Casey, where we've been talking about all of this. Donna.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good
Am
morning.
I echoing?
Sorry, I had to. It's because you were in my ears, my headphones, and I didn't have
Am
my
I good now?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Are you
Bright and early.
How are you feeling about the Diddy? I feel like we're like a pop culture news network. I'm on at 9 and Donna's on at 11. And
Seriously, like, why aren't we just taking over? Like, forget CNN. We should start pop culture news, PCN.
Oh, I didn't know this part. Sue says that Kate Casey believes that Jay-Z put out this statement without the approval from his team.
I
She
was
said
just texting
it's
with her about it.
yeah, well, we were all on a group thread. I was ignoring you guys because I was like trying to I was like reading up on this Luigi guy and then trying to go into the Diddy and the Jay-Z stuff. And then I'm looking, I have like 45 new text messages, and they're just Donna and Kate going back and forth about all this.
Well, yeah, no. So Kate Casey was actually just talking about this on Heather McDonald this morning, and I was texting with her about this. So Kate believes this. Okay, so I have so much to say because I was just listening to you reading his statement yesterday. I am so immersed in Diddy talk, TOK, Diddy talk, and now Jay-Z talk, because I am a big believer in the fact that, I used to believe that people inherently are good, but I don't necessarily believe that about celebrities. I like anymore. I just think that there's too many negative stories about these people. And I don't know if you can spend so many years around someone like Diddy and not be somehow connected to like some of these things. That's why I was so like gung ho on the fact that J Lo had to have known something
Yeah.
nefarious if you're dating him around
I
that
mean, come
time,
on. Exactly. Like
right?
everyone that wants to be like, no, J Lo had no clue. J Lo wasn't, it's no, J Lo was a lot more involved with Diddy at that time that I don't believe that J Lo had absolutely no clue that something was going on.
You may not know details. You may not know about the
Yeah.
drugging and the GHB or whatever they call it. What was it? What's it called?
Uh,
Like exactly what they're putting in the drinks, etc. You may not know details. You may not know about the body oil, the baby oil. You may not know that, but you know that your boyfriend is holding guns and concealing guns and going into clubs and like he's dealing with some bad players. And
yeah,
so I don't know. I just feel like you have to, if you're a smart person, you know that the people in your life are dealing with some bad things. Like
yeah.
they're not talking about, video games and baseball games.
So what are your thoughts? What's your response to his statement?
Okay. So, like Kate said, she doesn't believe that he had any attorney, um, consults or counsel about that. I believe that statement was already prepped because the lawsuit was filed or his name was announced. And like within 10 minutes, the statement was put out and it was a long statement. So here's
Yeah.
my first thought. There was spelling errors, two spelling errors. The word judgment was spelled wrong. And then the word, now I can't remember what other word was spelled wrong.
Even just reading it right now, it wasn't just the spelling errors, but there were grammar errors. Where I was like, wait, there's no S at the end of that. Or there's no like it was a poorly written statement. It was very like sassy and snappy and like you don't know who you're dealing with sort of statement that I don't believe an attorney would have put out.
Okay, so
Also,
that's number
let's-
one.
yes, but also let's not forget that Diddy also very strongly denied doing anything to Cassie until the video footage came out, and he was very firm that nothing happened to Cassie.
Exactly, right? So the first step for a lot of these people is to completely deny. Deny, deny, deny. What? No, you're crazy. This is insane. This is insane. Deflect. It's
Hmm.
the attorney. This attorney is a sham. Immediately point all fingers on Tony Busby and Jane Doe, right? You're trying to take advantage of me. You're the sham. You're the crazy person. And a lot of people are falling for it. Another thing that they did, which is really weird, is Rock Nation, which is the company that Jay-Z is behind, created a sponsored ad based on this statement. Do you know that? A lot
No.
of people were posting screenshots that Rock Nation, you know how on Twitter you can, or
Oh,
X,
yes. I think that's how I saw it on X because it
they
was
bought
their
an ad.
interesting. Well,
They
here's the other
sponsored
thing.
this.
So the statement itself is pressuring them to release the name of the victim, which from a legal perspective, I understand. I'm like, yes, I don't like when people hide behind anonymity because, then it does prevent there from being like a full, thorough investigation being done. And I don't think that it's fair to the person being accused to have to, face these anonymous allegations without the victim at least knowing who the victim is, because then you can't properly investigate it on your end to defend yourself. However, in this case, I think it's an intimidation tactic on Jay-Z's side of like, I want to know who you are. Give me your name so that I can then use my influence and my money. This is my own conjecture and speculation. I'm not claiming this is fact, but like, let me then use the resources that I have to intimidate you into backing up your claims once I know who you really are.
This is more than this is more than that. This is, I'm going to scare the crap out of you because I know that I have way too many people on my side that are going to make your life not worth living if your name comes out there, and you're going to pull this lawsuit right away if you have to put your name out there. It is so insanely like, do you know how scary it is? Just put, I mean, now, Zack, I know you're a man, but let's just imagine that you're a 13-year-old girl and this actually happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you live with it for 24 years. And then you finally decide at 37 years old, you're going to actually, because finally you decide now's the time that I can take this person down because hundreds of people are finally out there putting this person behind bars. And I can actually say my truth because now I'm not scared anymore. And you have the balls, the cojones to go to Tony Busby and put your case out there. And then this man has the ability to go say, no, say your name. Say your name for the entire world that loves me and thinks I can do no wrong, because there's so many people out there that are like, Jay-Z is innocent. They have already decided that Jay-Z is innocent. Why? I don't know.
So
They've decided he's innocent.
that's what's so wild to me. Okay, because let's get into what happened last night. So after the news broke, after, whatever, the statement was put out where he very boldly is denying everything. Then he decides to go out with Beyonce, his wife, to the premiere of Mufasa, where Blue Ivy has a role. She's playing she's one of the voices of one of the characters. And so last night was the premiere, and they decide to walk the carpet with Blue Ivy, the two of them together.
More
Not
than
just,
that, also Tina, Mama Tina.
yeah. Oh, and we'll get into the Instagram post. Okay, so it's so bold of him to then be like, you know what? We're gonna go full. We're just gonna like act like we're innocent and there's nothing wrong and there are no issues. And the number of people that I see defending him, I responded to this one loser on X who was like, "Well, people still gotta work. They got jobs to do." And I'm like, first of all, Jay-Z can afford to take a few days off. Number one, and number two, him walking the red carpet is not his job. He's there to support his daughter, but also you need to know when you don't need to overexpose yourself. Go to the event to support your daughter if you must, but you don't need to be walking the red carpet. That's not his job. He's not getting paid for that. If they want to go, if Beyonce wants to go and walk the red carpet with her daughter to bring some press and attention to her, sure, do that. But like, what does this look for Disney? What does this look for? I saw E! News was then parading the photos around and idolizing them. Look at Blue Ivy with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Look at this beautiful family.
In what fucked up worlds have we now entered into? Whereas, like, if this happened during Me Too, Time's Up, like all that shit, like you were immediately, before we even investigated anything, you were immediately canceled. But like, I do think that there is a period where, hey, if the allegations just came out, like maybe it's not the best thing for me to go onto a public red carpet and act like I'm so brazenly innocent.
There's a couple things that I just noticed right off the bat here. Let's go back to some of the scandals that Jay-Z and Beyoncé have been in through the years that they said not a damn word.
Yeah.
Solange beating the crap on footage of Jay-Z. This is Beyonce's sister at the Met Gala. I want to say 2015, 2005. I can't remember what year that was. Jay-Z was like literally getting punched by Beyonce's sister on footage at the Met Gala. Beyonce is standing there not doing a damn thing. Now, I'm sorry. If my sister was punching my husband, I probably would get myself involved in some capacity. Beyonce standing there. Then we see them. There's footage of them walking out of the Met Gala. Solange looks like she's ready to cut a bitch. And Beyonce's smiling and Jay-Z is just standing there. They didn't say a word about that incident. Not a word. Remember Bellygate when Beyonce's stomach like deflated on herself when she was sitting down with Oprah or whoever it was? Not a word. Diddy gets thrown into jail? Not a word. but Jay-Z's name gets mentioned in this rape, and like a soliloquy, right? Like a manifesto comes
Yeah.
out in 2
Yeah.
seconds, and then he shows up at a child's movie, like a children's movie. Something is amiss here. This
Also,
is so weird.
why did Disney think that this was a good idea to let him walk that carpet? Like it's just like not only like him personally, but like Disney then like remember what they did to Johnny Depp, when Amber Heard came out with her allegations and they like immediately dismissed him. And like I understand, okay, now we're in the, course correction where maybe we reacted a little too soon up front, but just the nature of the allegations to me are so egregious, or not egregious, but are so like serious. And that to me, I feel like we should be taking the case a little more seriously than to have this man who's been accused of this freely walk the carpet and then to have the media praise him. Like I was shocked that E! News was like, oh my God, what a beautiful family. And they're sharing all the photos of the three of them on the carpet together. And I'm just like, what?
I think, to be 100% honest and frank, I think the whole like conspiracy theory of everyone always having to say thank you Beyonce is not a joke. I really do believe there is a fear in Hollywood over Jay-Z and Beyoncé. And I
Yeah.
do believe that they have power that no one knows the depths of. And Disney is included in that. And so is E! News. And so is everyone else. I think people are scared out of their minds over what Jay-Z and Beyoncé can do for them or cannot or will do for them or to them.
So I want to talk about his history with Beyonce and Aaliyah, and I also want to talk about Mama Knowles liking the post. The
Oh
post
my
on
God. Oh
so there
my
was a
God.
post. What was it? MSNBC. Who was the one that
No, it
posted?
was like NBC4
Oh,
Chicago. Like
NBC.
so
Yeah,
random.
some random news station posted the story, and then the Tina Knowles Instagram account was shown to like the post on Instagram. And
Yeah.
and everybody was commenting like, oh, Mama knows something. She must not like Jay-Z. She must have some sort of she likes that he's being taken down. And the next thing you know, she comes out and makes a statement saying that that her account was hacked. And that's how the like happened.
Oh my God, it's so funny. How many times have you been hacked, Zack?
Never.
And if you were hacked, what would the first thing that you would like be?
I mean, like this was like when I was on Juicy Scoop, and there was and we were talking about like celebrities that claim to like have gotten hacked, and then they claimed they got hacked because there's like some shady post or like a snappy comment or like something that they want to like deflect from. I'm like, when hackers hack into your accounts, they're not just trying to like some random NBC Chicago post. Like they're gonna hack your system and then be like, hey guys, buy Bitcoin. Hey guys, enter here to win $500,000. Like they're gonna try to scam you out of money. They're not gonna try
Or
to
they're gonna DM Beyonce and be like, honey,
save
like,
me.
what should we do about Jay-Z? And like try to get some answers. Like try to DM with your sister or daughter or whatever and try to like communicate. Not like NBC4's, Chicago's. Yes, it's so
Stupid.
obviously a gaffe. Don't say you were hacked. Say by mistake I liked something. I didn't mean to. This was a mistake. Do what Kathy Hilton says. Like it was a mistake. I'm on the wrong iPad.
I'll give it to Kathy because she owns it. She's like, I'm on Rick's iPad commenting from Rick. You look are putting fire emojis from Rick's account. It was just, she's funny. Michelle says, hey guys, I need $100. Send me via Venmo to help me get home from abroad. Yeah, that's what scammers would do.
Yeah, it does not track that you're hacked when you like someone. I think Haley Steinfeld just went through this last week when she like commented some really nasty thing back to someone and then was like, I'm hacked. No, you were pissed. You like rage commented and then your agent was like, stop.
See, next time we get canceled, Donna, next time somebody clips something out of our show and like
you mean today?
We'll just say we got hacked. It wasn't me.
I'm going to totally do that. I'm going to be like, that wasn't me. That was my clone.
Caught me in the shower. It wasn't me.
But she showed up on the red carpet too. When was the last time you saw this whole family together on a red carpet?
Now they needed her to show that she's standing by Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh, this was like, it was crazy. I cannot remember the last time I saw 4 of them on a red carpet together.
I know. I feel like I just fell out of a coconut tree. But so now
I'm with you on that coconut tree. We flew together out of it.
We hit the ground hard. But so now people are digging into his past with Beyonce, and there's the timeline is murky in terms of when he and Beyonce actually met and when they started dating, because there are interviews that he gave around that time, and then there are several interviews that she's given over the course of time that people are picking apart. And when they met exactly is unclear, and when they started dating is also kind of unclear. But so it looks like we've been able to date back to at least when Beyonce was 16, that is when Jay-Z had officially met her. But the claims are that they didn't start dating until she was 18. However, even when I think about that, Jay-Z was what, 30 at the time that she was 18? I'm 31 currently. I won't even fuck an 18-year-old. Like, to me, that is a child. Like, I couldn't imagine or fathom dating an 18-year-old as a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm a woman, so, like, that seems weird to me, and I'm married to an older man than me, but, like, the whole thing is really, really strange, and clearly, there's a lot of men that like younger women. Um, the thing about it feels very odd to me. The fact that he started hanging out with her and was into her when she was 16, and he said this on camera, like this, there's actual footage of him saying, "I've had my eye on her since she was 16." And the fact is, this girl that was apparently in this case was 13. That's really not that big of a difference, 13, 16, especially if the girl that was 13, maybe could have looked a little. I've seen 13-year-olds that look older than 13. Like, it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
I just look, if you look at Blue Ivy, I hate to do this. We're talking about children here, but Blue Ivy is like a very tall girl. She's just as tall as Beyonce. She's got these long nails, long hair, like she's
Yeah.
beautiful girl. It's not that far fetched to think of a 13-year-old very close to a 16-year-old. So, like, this whole thing is it's just like, it's so yucky to think about. But Jay-Z was dating Beyonce in my mind from when she was a minor. Yeah.
Yeah. Lori M says, do you think that Beyonce's mom is really running her own socials?
I think she's probably liking stuff and searching stuff just like all our moms are.
I'm sure she has access to it, right? But, like, I also don't think she thinks that, like, if I like something that, like, somebody's gonna know and it's gonna become a thing on the internet. Like, I don't think she thinks that deeply about it. Like, I don't know.
Or it could have just been like a slip of the finger too. I mean, it's possible. It happens to the best of us, right? We've all by mistake liked something, but I don't know. I
She's
mean,
like, "Oh, Jay-Z looks cute here." Like,
or she meant to send it to someone and by mistake double tapped. I mean, I don't think that she was like, "Yep, this is true. Let me like it." Like, I don't know. But the truth is, I guess it comes down to this. Who knows in that I'm dying to know what that family is really like behind closed doors. That's all I want to know. I want to know what Beyonce knows. Does she know everything? Is she part of it? Is she aware? Because I think there's people out there that really do believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce are these like perfectly upstanding citizens that are, because they've really done a phenomenal job, I think, in the last 20 years of portraying these like perfect
yeah,
people. They've done a great job as
because
PR.
they've never really shown us who they are. That's
No,
why. The
no.
idea that we have of them is perfect because we don't know anything beyond that other than he cheated on her and she did the Lemonade album.
Becky with the good hair or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've never really let us in. We don't really know a lot. And we know and we've heard a lot of Jay-Z as a younger guy. There's
Yeah.
allegedly drug dealing and kind of like criminal behavior as a young guy. But from what we've seen this kind of rehabbed image where
Yeah.
he's this really philanthropic guy as an older man. He's very
Yeah.
wealthy, he gives back, and she's this really incredible performer, and they have this family and they have this beautiful life. But I always feel like there's got to be some, I don't know, to me it's always given me a little bit of warning flags, because if
Yeah.
you're connected to someone like a Diddy,
Yeah, I mean, and listen, when you don't show us something, you're usually hiding something. Sharon says that her husband was 14 years older than her and they had 2 kids. Yeah, my point about Jay-Z and Beyoncé, it's not the age difference, it's the how young she was. Like, to me, like, it's fine if you're 10, 14, 20 years older, if you're like 25 plus. But when you're like 18, barely legal, and there's someone that's 14 years older than you, that's like, I do that can be a little dicey. And I think in this case with Jay-Z, because then there are people are bringing up his relationship with Aaliyah and how he tend to like much younger women. That, it just, most 18-year-olds are like babies in my head.
Did you see Tony Busby's tweet in response to Jay-Z's coming back to him?
No.
Okay.
What did Busby
So
say?
you read Jay-Z's attack to Tony Busby.
Yep.
And then Tony Busby released a picture of him as a Marine. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
So, because Tony, Jay-Z started going after Tony, which is always very interesting here, because never in Jay-Z's response did he say, "I'm not guilty.
Yeah.
I didn't do this." Do you notice that?
Yeah, he just made it his whole statement, if you really think about it, is about this being a cash grab. They're just trying to
Mhm.
shake me down for some money. But there's nowhere in, well, I guess he just says,
Does he say, "I am innocent"?
he calls it a blackmail attempt. He says that they're trying to pressure him to settle. I will not give you one red penny. These victims would deserve real justice in this case. We protect kids. He calls them an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. My heart goes out to true victims of the world. Talks about his family, and this is an attack on his family. I have no idea who you are. Yeah, no.
Okay, he doesn't say, "I'm innocent." So then Tony, and then he says something about the Marines, which is an interesting moment there. He says, yeah, Sydney says, not once does he say, "I didn't effing do this."
Yeah, no, you're right.
Interesting, right? That would be the first thing you would say. And Tony responds, because then he goes after the Marines. He goes after saying, "Wow, you're a Marine. As a Marine, shouldn't you be someone of honor and valor?"
Yeah,
And Tony responds with an Instagram post of him as a Marine and says, "Recognize this guy? This is a picture of the Weapons Platoon Commander, Alpha Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines from our old Western Pacific cruise book. Despite a coordinated and aggressive effort that has included harassing my kids, contacting my clients and former clients to encourage them to sue me, contacting my colleagues or former employees asking if I've abused them, showing up at my current employees' homes to harass them, filing frivolous cases against me and my law firm, defaming me with outrageous assertions to anyone who will listen, and having mysterious people follow me and my family, I am still that guy. I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients, and the truth will be revealed. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I am quite certain the sun is coming." Because
mm,
Jay-Z and his team are dirty, and they are trying to silence all of the victims who are finally getting a little bit of strength and bravery to come forward against people like Diddy and
yeah,
Jay-Z. And this is the scariest part about this, is that Jay-Z and Diddy, people who have had nothing, and I hate to say this, allegedly, who have had nothing but power and money and resources and ego and all of the things behind them for the last 25 years, who have had, literally, they've had people that have been able to, this is all alleged, off people, with pneumonia, allegedly, because they've spoken up, are finally being able to or they're finally not being able to do that anymore. And they're still trying by
yeah,
saying to Jane Doe, "You have to speak up and say who you are." Like, that's not
yeah.
okay. So now he's finally, coming out and saying, like, "No, you're not going to do this anymore." So then finally, Tony Busby, again this morning or late last night, tweeted, "The New York Times contacted me to ask for my response to rapper Jay-Z's allegation that I tried to extort and blackmail him. My response is pretty straightforward. No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Jay-Z's assertion, I'm sorry, instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges Jay-Z sexually assaulted her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these types of cases.
Mhm,
What you are seeing played out now is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me, not me, Tony,
mhm.
public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. This effort has included harassing my family and colleagues and even offering former clients money to sue me, which is illegal. When an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the alleged victim, it reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare: "The lady doth protest too much,
Mm.
methinks." We intend to address all these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear. We will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be silenced. Bam. I love Tony Busby.
Yeah. Listen, it was very well crafted. It wasn't snappy. It wasn't, like Jay-Z was like doing little, snap moves in his statement. But I just feel like the reckoning is coming. And I don't think
Wait, Bethany? The reality reckoning?
the Hollywood reckoning, I feel like Hollywood is crumbling
I
around us
love
right
every
now.
second of it. Why? Why do
I
we love it? Like, why are we liking this?
Because for the longest time, we were on the other side of the velvet rope, right? We saw the people on the stage. We saw the people on, getting praised, and we praised them, right? Because that's what we were supposed to aspire to be like, right? We wanted to be close to them. We wanted to touch the gods. And now suddenly we realize, oh, the gods aren't all we thought that they were out to be. They were actually much more insidious, and they were darker, and they were, much more evil than we ever thought that they could have been. And why were they ever on a pedestal? Like, no, bring them down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I was saying to my show the other day, I don't remember which day, that like I was so enamored by celebrity growing up here in Hollywood and
Yeah.
LA. Like I grew up here and I would just like I would die if I saw people filming a show or TV show on the side of the road, which was every day here in LA.
Yeah.
And I would force my mom to pull over. I'd go to the Universal Studios backlot tour. I was obsessed with celebrity. And now like we've seen the light. And I just like normal people. I don't like celebrity as much anymore at all. It's like you start to realize like not only are they just normal people like us, they're maybe even worse people
Yeah.
than us.
And I think there's nothing that speaks more to his arrogance, Jay-Z's, than to go with his daughter and his wife on the red carpet for Disney in a family children's film. Like, to me, that speaks to how untouchable he thinks that he is. That he's going to be like, not only am I going to issue this statement and tell you how ridiculous you are, I'm not even going to have any shame or embarrassment or anything. And like, listen, if he is innocent, because we do live in a country of like innocent until proven guilty, if he is innocent, you still don't need to be doing all that. I agree. Doth do protest too much.
Yeah,
You're
I would
doing too much to show that you're so unfazed by these allegations that to me it makes me question it even more.
probably send Beyonce and Tina and what's her name? Blue Ivy. It would be
Yeah,
really nice. Just the girls. You know, Jay-Z didn't have to go there and overshadow with his peace sign, smiling. It really did overshadow. Now, I did see
yeah.
Crystal Minkoff was there, of course, because
Oh
Rob
yeah,
Minkoff. And
that
she filmed him on the red carpet because she was like right there on the red carpet. And I feel like I need to text her and be like, Crystal, we need all the information. But I'm dying to know like what the vibe really was on the red carpet with him there.
but I don't know. But I do, to what you just said. Well, two things. One, Crystal Minkoff could have picked a better dress than that, like TJ Maxx dress. But two, I feel like Jay-Z completely overshadowed. Like, if he was going to support his daughter, he wouldn't have shown up because he would have known that the story would have been about him. And now
And it really became about him.
nobody's talking about the movie. They're talking about him and how tactless it was for him to show up there. So he completely overshadowed his daughter. And I don't think he cared. I think he wanted to overshadow his daughter because it is all about him at the end of the day.
I just saw something about 50 Cent. Did you see this?
No, what?
It's, 50 Cent trolls the hell out of Diddy
Yeah.
and hates them. It says 50 Cent mocks Jay-Z for attending Mufasa red carpet premiere after child RAPE allegation. I don't know if you say it on your show. It says, what did 50 Cent actually say? I love 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent for president, right? He's so amazing right now.
He's
It says
hilarious.
he shared pictures of the famous family at the event on Instagram, writing, Jay said they said I RAPED a kid. Everybody get dressed. We going to see Mufasa, LOL. Like, it's crazy. And I understand, like, the timing is crazy, right? Obviously, this happened 24 hours before your daughter's big premiere. But, like, I don't know. It's not like you just got slapped a little lawsuit about, some sort of copyright issue.
Yeah.
This is a huge, huge deal. Like, I don't
Huge.
know if every other day you're getting slapped a case about sexual assault involving a minor that is involved with your best buddy who is in prison probably for the rest of life, who you've never mentioned, by the way. No mention of
Exactly.
Diddy. You've
Exactly.
not mentioned your best friend who's in prison. Not in
Mhm.
that letter, not ever. What?
Not distancing yourself from him, nothing.
Why have you not mentioned one thing about Diddy at
'Cause
all over the last year?
he's innocent too.
What's up with that? Do you think he's like he's not mentioning him because he doesn't wanna be associated, like, as if we forgot? Do you think, like, he thinks we don't know that they're connected?
I honestly don't even like, I think he is just he lives in this, you know, world where he's the best thing ever, and people have praised him for so long, him and Diddy, but it's like, does he really think he's not going down with Diddy? Like, does he really think he's going to be completely, you know, unfazed? He's gonna be completely unburdened by what has been with Diddy. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I don't know. I was talking yesterday to a very, very like top head of an agency here in LA, like one of the top agents that right? His brother is someone that I work out with. And he used to be at the agency, but now he has another business, but also in the celebrity world. And this person said that he believes that they're going to get off. I was like,
Really?
"What? How? If Diddy's in," and they said they feel like there's a way, but I believe that this hopefully will lead to other people coming forward. If he is in fact guilty of other crimes, which I can't imagine the buck stops at one case.
Yeah.
If he is in fact guilty, I would hope to believe that there's other people out there that have been scared to come forward. And this would be that one moment, like the Cassie moment, right? Where it just opens up the doors for other people to say, okay, I'm ready now. Now's my moment. Now, the one question I have, and this is maybe where other people can come in and help me. How do you prove these things? How do you actually prove a case 24 years later like this?
That's the hard part.
Now
It's
they say in the document no, I don't know what you've seen. Have you seen the document or have you seen, any parts of the document of the actual case?
yeah, some of it, but not just like
A
not
little bit?
yeah.
So apparently, from what I saw, she called her dad.
Yeah, at the gas station afterwards.
That's pretty damning proof,
Yeah.
right? To, like, call someone that day and there were witnesses, I guess?
Yeah, and she says that it was at a gas station nearby. So, I don't know if they would still have video footage from the gas station 20 years ago, but a call, I don't even know if you can access a call log from that long ago. But listen, we'll have to see how it all plays out. I think after going through Weinstein and going through Epstein, like we're ready to finally, put the black light on Hollywood, and we're okay with whatever gets exposed as long as it finally gets exposed and we can finally, move on from that. I don't see them getting away with this. If anything, I only see there being more and more exposure on this until eventually, like it feels like it's just trying to bust out after Weinstein, after Epstein. Like they can't contain it anymore. The floodgates are coming and the wall is cracking, and there's no more everybody's ready to tear down that wall and let the floodgates free.
I mean, that's what I feel like too, but I just wonder if there's just so much on the line that people are doing everything and anything they can to like tape up
But
all the
that's the thing.
cracks.
They're getting desperate, and when you get desperate is when you get sloppy, and the more
How
desperate
the
they
cards are
become,
crumbling.
yeah, the more desperate they become, the more the foundation is gonna get rocky, because not only is it just gonna be rocky foundation with all the duct tape, but the people that are behind the wall are gonna get scared, and they're gonna wanna get ahead of it, and they're gonna wanna jump out and protect themselves. When there's too much at risk, not everybody's gonna be putting up duct tape to protect it. At some point, people are gonna wanna protect themselves and let the bigger giants go down.
Like I feel like Diddy is gonna open his mouth because he's so screwed in that jail right now.
Yeah,
He has no one protecting him.
no.
And he's literally probably being offered as much potential immunity as he possibly can right now. The potential of like a little bit less of a sentence for the more names he releases,
Mhm.
right? Because like who's protecting Diddy right now? Like Diddy could not, he is so underground right now in
Yep.
terms of cases on his head. And I don't see anyone helping him. Has one person stood up for Diddy publicly?
No.
It's so crazy. I wanna know, like, where did this take place? Did they even say where it took place, this alleged incident? Was it at
Um,
a house?
I don't remember if it was a house or a hotel. Um, it was the VMAs in 2000, and it was the limo driver that approached, or she was, I guess, trying to get into an after party, and the limo driver was like, "Oh, actually, you would be perfect. I have somebody I want to take you to." And then he took her to Diddy's. She claims that they had her sign something. She believes it was an NDA, and they gave her a drink. It made her feel woozy. And then next thing you know, these three people come in. Jay-Z takes his first round. There's a woman, a female celebrity in the room, in addition to Diddy and Jay-Z. Then Diddy tried to, take his round, and that's when she rejected it, and she, grabbed her clothes and ran. She like punched him in the throat and ran off.
So let's talk about the female celebrity.
Yeah, who do you think it is? J-Lo?
Well, obviously, we can just throw out names, which would be super irresponsible of us, but, like, there's so many names that are just kinda swirling. Obviously, like, the first name that people would think immediately if you think about who was dating at the time would be a J-Lo, because J-Lo was dating Diddy. But remember, J-Lo is a good girl, remember? She doesn't do those things.
Um,
She goes to bed at 10 PM. She's like she studies and goes to the library and reads books. I don't know. What Brandy just said in the comments and Billy, and Lori, that's what I thought too.
Mary J. Blige?
Yeah, that's what I
Why?
thought. Because, okay, so many people have come out on YouTube channels and on TikToks, people that have been around that world that said that Mary J. Blige was a bad, bad, bad seed in those days. There was
Mm,
one guy that came out, and I can't remember his name, and he was like a young kid around those times. Who said who said what it was? Who said this guy there's one guy came out who was like a young dude, and he came out saying that Mary J. Blige was incredibly dangerous around those times, like,
mm.
really bad. She was really, really involved, and then, I never was able to look at her the same since I saw that video.
I mean, I would probably guess Mary J over J-Lo. I think J-Lo's just the first one that came to mind because she was so
She was
involved.
dating him at the time.
Yeah. I don't think it was Beyoncé though, because one, I think she was too young, and two, they didn't technically start dating
Danny
until
Boy. That's who it was, Danny Boy.
mm,
Danny Boy. I can't remember who he was though. How did I see his tape? Someone tell me who Danny Boy was. Danny Boy, if you guys are like looking for a deep dive, look up Danny Boy. Someone say, and he talks about the fact that he was a young guy who was basically Mary J. Blige. According to Danny Boy, was like flying this young guy, Danny Boy, out and like flying him in to be basically a third with Mary J. and Diddy. It's
wow,
so bad, you guys. It's bad.
wow.
It's really, really bad. I'm telling you, it's like once you get into this hole and I say this hole because it really feels like you're in a hole. It's 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 so dark,
Dark.
and it's so hard to then come out of it and say, "Oh, all of these people are lying." That's why when I started getting into like Jaguar Wright and Gene
Yeah.
Deal and reading all of these things and watching all these things, there's no way. How why? Why are all these people just lying about it?
Yeah.
No way. Not maybe not all of it is true, but you can't take so much and say all of it is a lie. Why? Why
Yeah.
what are they getting out of it to lie?
There has to be some sort of fabric of truth in there. And regardless, I think the truth is that these are shady ass people that were doing some shady ass things. The details may get lost and they may want to pick apart the details to try and prove their innocence. But you know, these are people that were getting away with things for a very long time. You have to think 20 years ago, nobody could have predicted what, social media and, the overexposure that we have today would have existed, because like back then you could do things behind closed doors and not get caught, and now
Look at Girls Gone Wild.
yeah,
We're just watching that documentary, right? Like so many people, these girls just lifted their boobs. They had no idea that this was gonna like come back to bite them. And it was on a videotape. Like social media has changed the game. Now on TikTok, we're all talking about it. Like everything is out there now. You cannot get away with anything. But then back then, they really did think that what
yeah.
happens in a closed door stays under,
Well, because back then you could get away with anything.
for
you know
years and years and years. And now people are talking.
Look at, we're
And
24 years later.
it's so crazy. It's so crazy, but like seriously, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I remember being you guys, I'm only 22, but like I remember being 13 like yesterday. So when you're 13, you're in 7th, 8th grade. Okay,
Yeah,
remember being a 13-year-old girl or a boy. And some of these boys, like Danny Boy, he was like between like 14, 15, 16 years old, being taken advantage by Mary J. Blige. Okay. So imagine being this young kid, this impressionable young kid who was just so enamored by these like really amazingly powerful, like
yeah,
sexy, hot, rich men and women whose music you were obsessed with, who had so much power and money. And you just thought you were like the hottest shit that you were hanging out with them. And this happens to you.
yeah.
Like, it's just devastating.
It really is. Oh, well, that was a lot. I wanted to get into the Luigi Mangione stuff, the man who was accused of assassinating Brian Thompson, the United Healthcare CEO. But that's probably going to have to be a topic for tomorrow. So you guys, I mean, if you guys are even interested in diving into that, because I know Donna, you've been all about the Luigi lately. You've been
Oh
like
my
Luigi
god.
to Mario to the Luigi.
Oh my god. I was just texting with you about Piers Morgan last night. It was so good.
It's great. Like, what a week. I saw Megan McCain, she tweeted, she's like, wow, the finale of 2024 is quite
It's not even over. We have 20 more days. Like, what else is gonna happen?
that's what I was gonna respond to. I was gonna be like, I feel like this is like the episode before the finale. Like, we still have a little time. Like, this is the episode that's like building everything up, and we're gonna be like, how does it all end? It's gonna end with a cliffhanger. I'll tell you that right now. Something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be like, oh,
Does Tony Busby have like Secret Service? That's what all I hope.
talk to a girl. Have you heard of her?
No. Oh no, that's not real. She's not really going to jail. That's just
Well,
like a joke.
no, well, I don't know. It's not looking good for her.
What's happening? Can you explain to me really fast?
Yes. So because I covered this on the Pop Report last week, and we haven't talked about it on No Filter, so we'll talk about it here. Talk to a girl. Will be sitting next to Diddy soon. So first of all, I didn't realize she has the number 3 podcast in the country. Okay, under Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan, and so
That's crazy.
wild, especially because like a year ago, nobody knew who the fuck she was, and she
And what
went
is she
viral.
talking about on these shows?
So apparently she had, I believe was it Mark Cuban? Correct me in the comments. But she's had like these like business entrepreneurs on the show. And so she was trying to talk about cryptocurrency. And so what she did is she launched the Hawk coin. And so the Hawk coin was a new form of crypto. It was a new form of like cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin. And so now there are, I mean, I don't entirely understand the world of cryptocurrency, but my understanding of it is that they launched this coin, and I believe there was some sort of alleged insider trading where they gave some people a heads up to buy into it early, or that's alleged. But there were people that bought into it early, investors that bought in early before it went public and before all of her fans that listen to her show and are going to trust her to buy Hawk coin because they want to invest in that, because they're like, oh yeah, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, let me put my money into that because that's going to be really profitable. Well, apparently there were investors that ended up buying a bunch of it up front. And so then when the public started buying into it, that's when they started selling. And so the whole thing crashed like in less than 24 hours. It all crashed. And these people lost, I believe it was an estimated $50 million of what was lost from the Hawk coin. And so now they're saying that this was all a scam, because these types of meme coins are scams that, that these people now engage in. And so I think they went to Tuah girl and were like, she's got a lot of influence. She's got a lot of eyes on her. Like, let's go to her. I'm sure they went to Rogan and were like, let's do a, Rogan coin. But he didn't fall for it. And she,
But did
ended up
she
like,
know she was doing this, or did she not have any awareness
so
and she just thought she was doing something?
my understanding is she's started to position herself as pretty savvy when it comes to cryptocurrency lately, and like the importance of investing in it. And
But
so
she's 7.
after the after the whole thing crashed and people were complaining about losing money and saying that, hey, this was a scam to scam us out of our money, because then now they're looking at the company that was charging all of these processing fees because they made a lot of money off of it. And so they're like, oh, this was probably like to funnel money and like to help people profit off of this, knowing that it was always going to tank, right? Those are the allegations, those aren't my claims. But so they did is it called X Spaces now? It used to be Twitter Spaces, but now I guess it's X Spaces. And so they went on X to talk about this and to explain, like, no, this wasn't a scam. We weren't trying to scam anybody. And then there's this YouTuber that, is really big on cracking down on these types of crypto scams. And so he came in and started asking questions because it's a live forum and people can come in and start talking. So he started asking a lot of questions that were not making, the reps for Tuah girl or Tuah girl herself, they weren't making them look good. And he was starting to ask the wrong questions. So they ended up booting him from the chat. But not only that, but she then ends up being like, okay, guys, well, it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to go to bed and I'll talk to you later. And then just hangs up and like leaves the conversation. So people are like, what the fuck? Like, you're being accused of scamming people. And that's when you're like, it's late, I'm going to go to bed, talk to TTYL.
That's feeling very Jay-Z of her. Okay.
So there are, they're saying that there could possibly be some rumors of insider trading, that there could be some, charges against her for, what is it, from the FEC for not marketing it properly. Like, there are just a lot of different
I feel
charges.
bad. I feel bad for her, kind of, because if maybe she just like doesn't know any better.
I think that that's what happened. I think they saw
It
somebody with
seems
a lot
like
of
she's
influence and a lot of power. Because look at Joe Rogan's not going to do something like this, and Alex Cooper's not going to do something like this. I think they're a little too smart, and I don't think Hawk
yeah.
to a girl is the sharpest tool in the shed. I think they sold her up on the idea of investing in cryptocurrency.
I think she got taken advantage of.
She was probably making a little money off of it, and then was like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Let's do it."
So where is she now?
It was Mark Cuban who was on her show to talk about this.
Where is she now? So Mark Cuban was part of it too?
Well, no, but I guess he was a guest on her show that was talking about the benefits of cryptocurrency, was my understanding. Don't quote me on that, but my understanding is he was one of the expert guests that came on to help her. But like,
okay, well, here's the thing.
What fucking loser is going to be like, oh yeah, let me trust Hawk to a girl on where to invest my money?
Well, I mean, look, I don't personally get any of that myself, but I do think that, it's all a gamble with these things.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it with like GameStop and like all these coins and these stocks. I mean, I feel like, but if she deliberately took advantage of people, that's horrible. But she could have also been taken advantage of herself and just gotten really bad information. But who's her team? She must have like a big team around her if she's got the #1 podcast. I don't know. That's why I don't mess with Lance. My husband is into Bitcoin. I don't mess with that.
Yeah, I don't.
I should mess with it because
really smart. Wait, look at their Luigi Mangione tries talking to the crowd on his way to his extradition hearing, and he's shut down.
Tell us everything.
Well, I mean, this just was. He's like, look at, there's a video of him that was just posted on X, and it's literally him walking into the courtroom and he's like trying to talk to them and they're not letting him speak to the press.
Okay, Luigi, go to bed.
And people are like, let him speak. Let him
Let him
speak.
speak. He's a murderer.
It's so wild.
I don't get it. I have a lot of thoughts.
It's
Should we do a double show and just come on my show?
Let's see. What time do I have to tape the pop report? I have to be at the.
I don't know if my audience is going to be into Luigi.
Really? You're
my
so
audience doesn't like when I hit the hard topics.
You're interested in. They don't like when you hit the hard topics.
We
tell the 500 people here right now. If we tell those 500 people to come over to your live stream,
there's new headshots. I mean, new headshots. Here's for the new Days of Our Lives character, Luigi.
Luigi, find Mario and get that.
He's getting uglier by the day in my eyes.
He really is.
I'm not a fan, you guys. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of people like thirsting after him. I'm like,
no, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And honestly, I mean, should we talk about Luigi on my show? I don't know. I'm going to talk about Jay-Z on my show. You want to come on?
I'll come on for a bit, but I can't stay for too long.
Excuse me?
Well, because I just did an hour show. I have to get this uploaded and then I have to go prep for the pop report. I have other shows to do, Donna.
Okay, fine. I'll talk about it a little bit. All right. So come everyone. I'll start my show a little bit earlier than normal, but I'll say bye now.
Start at 11.
I was going to start at like 11:15, but I'll start a few minutes early. But let me say goodbye for your audience now.
Goodbye for now. Here, I'll put the link to your YouTube in the live chat so that people can click it and come.
Do you want me to do it or you got it?
Oh, you can do it.
I'll do it while you keep talking.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of No Filter with Zack Peter. We are back on Apple Podcasts. It is fixed. We're back. So if you want a double dose, you can go listen to Daily Dose of Donna right now on YouTube. We're going to live stream, or you can catch it on her podcast, Daily Dose of Donna.
I'm not
ready. Guys, give me a follow at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. Get your Zack Pack merch. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack all over, or not all over, but on Instagram. Go show some love and be sure to subscribe, leave me an Apple Podcast review now that I'm back on Apple Podcasts. If you have noticed, there are some episodes that we were down for 3 whole weeks of episodes. So definitely be sure to be patient as the episodes re-upload, but you'll get today's episode on time. But thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Like I said, give me a follow. Just Plain Zack. Get your Zack Pack and Zack Debated merch now. Link is in the description below. You have until tomorrow, Wednesday, December 11th, to get your orders in if you want them in time for the holidays. If you want them in time for Christmas, get your order in right now, today. All right? Give Zippix a try. Give Lipazine a try. Thank you, Donna. Love you. Appreciate you. I'll chat with you in 5 minutes. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you. Mean it. Talk to you later. Ciao for now.